Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I'm Shane Pengove, and this is Impulse Architecture. Today, I'm going to be reading Impulse Architecture 16 Types, and afterward, I'll be providing a bit of feedback and some additional thoughts and information on the piece and uh, what we'll be discussing moving forward. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the first full reveal of the Action Essence Matrix. We've explored what it means to live by deep essence, understand, connect, experience, exist, and how these inner drives take shape through outer action, create, preserve, change, destroy. Now, we are ready to take a look at each intersection of what we seek to do and why we seek to do it. The matrix is packed full of information. As always, the goal is not to attempt to explain and comprehend the full thing at once, but to share a moment of perspective on the bigger picture. 16 unique archetypes, each with their own distinct brand and flavor. All are incredibly deep, powerful, and attractive. The spatial relationship between the archetypes reflects the strength of similarities and differences, but every type has a full and dynamic relationship to each other. Over time, all 16 types will be more fully examined, reflected on, and discussed. For now, a brief overview of each. Advocates are the quadrant in the top right. They free themselves and others from negative habits and expectations. And here are the 4 types within that quadrant. Paradigm breakers desire to correct the assumptions of their environment. They don't just question authority, they challenge it directly. Insightful reformers aim to reinterpret our perception. They take what we've learned and apply it to new problems. Bridge builders want new alliances to be formed. They see the strength in others and capitalize on shared power. Boundary enforcers want freedom from ties that bind and harm. They see the things that get in the way and help remove them. Advisors, which are the top left quadrant of the Action Essence Matrix, are steadying hands that know what's important, and the 4 types are archivists of meaning who wish to push what we've learned forward. They share timeless wisdom through their words and actions. Knowledge generators aim to discover and disperse information. They are always learning and teaching. Community catalysts aim to find new methods of association. They make it easy for others to engage one another meaningfully. Keepers of bonds want to maintain the relationships that are vital to us. They keep the peace by cultivating trust. In the bottom left quadrant, we have the authors. They speak to our souls and unify our reality. And the 4 types. Curators of ritual want important customs to stay in practice. They carry useful strategies and methods forward with them. Novelty inventors aim to make life worth sharing. They know that unique, eye-opening experiences give things meaning. Foundation builders wish to contribute to the improvement of standards. They help make the bare minimum more than enough to sustain us. Guardians of continuity want to protect the things that make life good. They see the value in the standard practices that work and use them well. And in the bottom right corner, we have the adventurers quadrant. They take leaps, test waters, and discover what we are capable of. And the types, chaos explorers aim for excitement through testing different modes of living. They don't settle for good enough and don't let others do so either. Stimulus seekers want to make life a rewarding process. They make their surroundings conducive to exchanges of new thoughts, ideas, and practices. Adaptive reformers wish to shift the ways we engage with our environment. They model healthy behaviors that are not yet in vogue. Threat eliminators aim to reduce the causes of friction and suffering. They don't allow their conditions to be jeopardized by harmful habits. And there we have it. 16 archetypes, 16 ways of engaging with the world and expressing unique spiritual desires through differing forms of action. In the coming weeks, each archetype will be explored in more depth, what they long for, what drives them, how they operate in tension and harmony with the others. You'll get a chance to see yourself more clearly and perhaps also understand others more compassionately. I'm excited to move further along this journey of discovering and exploring these archetypes, and I can't wait to discuss the power and significance of each. So I'm really excited to be back in the space of the Action Essence Matrix and to sort of move forward with exploring it and sort of fleshing out all the different types within it and the relationships and interactions between the different parts of it. So in the written piece, there is sort of an updated image of the Action Essence Matrix. And now on the matrix, there isn't just the two axes of the modes of action and the different sorts of essence, but it's filled in with all 16 of the archetypes. And it does, I think, give a really complex and full image of everything that is within it, and you can kind of look at it and the different modes of action where they intersect with the essences, and I feel that each of these archetypes really inhabits their own unique and interesting space on the matrix. It's certainly a lot of information at once, which is, to mention again, it's by no means intended that all of it will be easy to understand all at once. 16 different types is a lot, not to mention that within each of those, they lie in a quadrant, and they're at an intersection of a type of action and a type of essence. It's a lot. But I think that having all of it there just allows us to sort of initially get a look at the spatial relationships, which is another thing that I mentioned in this piece, but it's a really important part of the Action Essence Matrix overall, is the ways that these different modes, the relationships that they have between one another, the similarities and the differences. And I think it's useful to not only sort of look at where we individually sit and maybe where others do as well, but how that relates to different modes as well. So yes, moving forward, we're going to dive deeper into each of the 16 types, because I think each of them has enough within them to warrant a deeper discussion, and start to get a little bit deeper into the relationships and, as mentioned, the similarities and the differences. And I think that's going to be a different way of interacting with the Action Essence Matrix, and I think it's also going to be the most interesting so far, is looking at how these different types actually show up and interact with one another. And really, at the end of the day, that's what's important about the Action Essence Matrix in the first place, is how these things actually interact with one another, and the different things that they contribute and offer, and what can cause some tension and friction between them as well. So I'm really excited to do that. I'm excited to have sort of all 16 of these types laid out. So thank you for being here today, and I'm excited to have you on this journey with me. So thank you so much.